Hey everybody, welcome back to On the Bench, and in this episode we are featuring a Gibson Les Paul, kind of. It's actually a Gibson The Paul, and these date back a little ways. We're going to give you guys some information about these guitars, but in this episode, what we're doing basically is swapping the pickups. You can see it came with some Fishmans, which are kind of a weird pickup to put in this guitar. Obviously, I bought this guitar used. And so, I'm not going to keep this guitar. This guitar is going to be on my Reverb page. It will be available if you're interested. I'll have a link in the description. But we're going to put some Gibson factory pickups in it. Not factory from this guitar. It's a 490R and a 498T. But probably something that may be of more interest to a potential buyer versus, a Fishman Modern pickup, which is really used for metal. I do like those pickups. I've had them in other guitars. I have them in a guitar now. When I first saw this guitar, I figured they were Fishman Classics, but later on when I pulled the pickups out, I realized that they're Fishman Moderns. I have had Fishman Classics, and I hate them. They're way too trebly, in my opinion, and I immediately resold them after I put them in one of my Ibanez's. So the Gibson The Paul is actually a Les Paul style body, as you can see, but it's made out of walnut. Has a set walnut neck and a ebony fingerboard, which is pretty cool. And this guitar is the earlier of this style guitar. I believe this one's a 78. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I'll put it on the video here. But anyways, the Paul guitars had a gold Gibson logo, and the Firebrand The Paul were actually branded with a branding iron. And so on the headstock, this guitar has a gold Gibson logo. Like I said, the other ones will basically have a burnt branding. That's how you can tell the difference. These guitars did come with Grover tuners. They're actually really good playing guitars. Another one of the big differences is that the pickup selector switch is down by the knobs instead of being up on the upper horn. But either way, I think that's one of the main reasons aesthetically why people kind of steer away from these guitars, is because they're not 100% Les Paul. I, after playing one, really enjoyed owning it. The Gibson did come out with a guitar called the Paul Deluxe. It's similar to the Paul you see here, except it has a mahogany body, three-piece mahogany neck. And they have that guitar available in a natural finish, an ebony finish, natural mahogany, or a wine red finish. And in '96, they came out with a model called the Paul II. This had mahogany body and a carved top like a Les Paul Studio instead of the flat top of prior models of the Paul. The body is 2/3 as thick as a normal Les Paul and features a rear belly cut as well. In 1998, the Paul II was replaced by the Paul SL, which was discontinued in 1999. You can find the reissued versions of the Paul. I certainly prefer the old ones like this one because of the player's wear and everything you're going to get with the guitar. If you wanted one in perfect conditions and didn't mind a reissue, in 2019, you could have gotten yourself a The Paul, brand new from the factory. Okay, so as you can see here, I have the circuit board installed, all the original stuff out of the guitar, and I'm basically just putting it back together. Now these are really easy to work with. They're a plug and play circuit board. The pickups just plug right into the circuit board. The output jack plugs right in. The ground from the bridge plugs in. The input jack just plugs right in. Super easy to work with, super clean system, very reliable. I know it's not period correct, but it's what we had on hand, and this is basically a resto mod at this point since we're putting in aftermarket pickups. I would have loved to have had the original pickups, but I wasn't going to buy them separately. They're actually pretty expensive, and these pickups sound great in this guitar. You'll see later on the playing demo. So why should you stick around with the Guitar Crafted channel? Well, These are just the beginning videos. I wanted to get these up and get these guitars listed. Really what this channel is going to be about is building guitars. I'm a woodworker. I've been building guitars for quite a while, and I decided to start posting on YouTube. So that is coming. I also have some boutique Strat builds coming. I also have 2 Jazzmaster builds coming. And I also have been chasing Rhett Scholl's tone for a couple years, and I finally think I've got it on the run. If you don't know who that is, he is a pretty famous guitarist. He's got a big YouTube channel. And so we have a Revolta Combinata guitar, and it's kind of similar to his Novo Cirrus J, all built and designed by Fano. You can check out Fano guitars as well. Fano is behind the design of all those guitars. I'm pulling the original pickups and wiring out of the Revolta and replacing them with the Amalfitano Novo Cirrus J P90s. So it should be a Rhett Scholl Cirrus J on the cheap, because right now I don't have that kind of money. We also are going to be doing some tube amp work. I've got some amps here at the shop that need some work before I sell them. Also have some Resto Mod Squires coming up. And so the original pickups from the Revolta are actually going into a Relic Strat build. So I kind of want like a beater studio / gigging guitar with P90s in it that I don't really have to worry about too much. So we have a nice Relic Strat here that's going to get the original P90s out of the Revolta, which actually sound really good. And that's just to name a few things. We have a ton of stuff coming. I do want to build a 25.5-inch Les Paul type guitar as well, so of course that will be on the channel. And I'm going to have the world's biggest overdrive shootout coming up here. Cheap, budget, affordable, boutique, expensive, transparent type overdrives. It's going to be incredible. So as far as this Les Paul / The Paul guitar here goes, if I were to keep one of these older Les Paul type guitars that I have, I also have a Sonex 180. I like both. I like the character of the Sonex because it has a lot more playware than this The Paul does. But I think I would keep The Paul. It's a set neck versus the Sonex's bolt-on neck. But if you want to check that out, that is also on my Reverb channel. And there's going to be an On the Bench featuring that guitar as well, because when I got it in, it actually needed a little bit more work than this did. So let me know if you guys enjoy these kind of videos, and if you think that I earned it, please consider subscribing. And with that, I hope you enjoy the playthrough demo, and thank you very much for watching. I always like to lube the nut slots. Really helps with tuning stability, make sure that the strings don't get caught up. I'm just using the Music Nomad lube. I really like this. I've used it for a long time, and I like it a lot, and most people really like it as well. And you know, I just get it off Amazon. It's easy to find. So, yep, just throw a little bit on this. I use it on every single guitar I have, every time I change the strings or anything. So, just a little thing that I recommend everybody do.